Is this thing on? And say what's up. I didn't have time to put my hair and makeup together. Just wanted to talk about garbage today. Wanted to talk about the recycling bin. About disposal. Waste disposal, waste management. It is trash day after all. Now you might be wondering, you name it. A bunch of garbage. The dumpster's full. It's overflowing. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm outside, so we got wind. We got traffic next door to a bar. So you're gonna hear some drunk ramblings other than my own. I got funny smelling upper lip. It's because I smoke a lot of cigarettes though. It's the nicotine soaking in. Live. I know a lot of people described it saying like, oh, it was like a funeral for him or something, but hey. How many people will say, oh, I wish I could. Thank you for the thumbs up. We were just about Ozzy Osbourne. His career's over. Black Sabbath will never play again. But like I said, might as well end on a high note. Might as well just call it quits while you can. There's no point in like a Tiny Tim and just keep going till you drop dead on the stage, you know what I mean? Tiptoe to the window. Oh. Copyright strike. Make sure to smash that like button. Hit subscribe. Thank you very much. Hello, Baloo's Clues. I was wondering if the live chat, if I was able to see the live chat or not. But you are the first. Make sure to drop that in the chat first. Number one thumbs up. Well, I'm glad that the live chat is working. Thank you very much. Yeah, you weren't. I'm saying you were the first to in the chat, like to put an entry in the chat because I wasn't sure if the chat was working or not. Anybody have any crazy trash day experiences? Anyone like just missed it in your trash? Whatever, anything garbage related. First, Baloo's Clues, number one out. Baloo says definitely gone out running with the barrels as they drove up. Craziest would be time a possum was trapped in the. You see that? Now that's how you drop a chat. She's even got a crown and a number 1 near her name. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you for everyone and anyone dropping by. I shouldn't get too personal, but there's someone, my cousin, I'll say that, there's my cousin who I think about very often, and when I'm on YouTube, I know he's subscribed to me, and I always hope that maybe he drop in, and I love him, and I think about him a lot. There's definitely streamers and confetti, yeah, I get that, but like, what is it coming out of a cone? It's just coming out of a cone. I've never seen confetti come out of. You got a crown near your name, number 2. You got a crown near your name, number 2. You got you got a crown near your name, also number 2. Look at that. So we're just talking about no matter where you go. Well, he's from Terceira, so there's a lot of cliffs too. But then my other side of my family's from San Miguel, which is another Azorian island, and that has a beach called Praia de Preto or something like that. So it's like black sand, like the black beach, because the sand is supposedly actually like it looks like ash or like charcoal. I would have to sing the Wiggles, Ants in Your Pants. Yeah, I'd sing it. I'd sing it right now, but then I get a copyright strike as if I'm monetized. No, I'm honestly ashamed if I was to call myself a gamer, but I do play too many video games. We'll be in Jamaica with my wife next month for vacation. Oh, that's nice. How far of I'm pretty good with geography, but I'm not very familiar with the Bahamas and stuff. How far of a travel is that from Puerto Rico to Jamaica? I imagine it can't be super far. BMC, you know who he's talking about. Yeah, Jamaica seems cool, but 700 miles. Oh, so it's so that's a decent travel. That's probably what a good like 2-3 hour flight, something like that has to be. If my math is correct on that one. I don't got my camera on because, like I said in the intro, I didn't have enough time to do my hair and makeup. My hair and makeup girl was too busy playing with plants. No, I'm just kidding. Captain Jax. So here's the funny thing. This is the question, and I already know the answer. I already know I've been given the answer, but I gotta do it on the live. So you hate caterpillars, but you love butterflies? Oh, I know, but it's a moth, though. It's a moth. It's a moth. But well, at least for Google, because I mean, you kind of have to just wait and see, play the waiting game with the moth. With the caterpillar to find out whether it was a butterfly or a moth. MC says, "How's stand up going, man?" Stand up. So stand-up's been interesting. Not this past Friday. The Friday before was the 4th of July, obviously. So the town that I go do stand-up in is Bristol, Rhode Island, and that is they have the oldest 4th of July celebration in the country. So it's like kind of the whole town's Christmas. Literally, they have like red, white, and blue stripes on the road like all year round. So, needless to say, there was no stand-up 2 Fridays ago. Last Friday was pretty rough. It was weird. God spoke to me on the way there. He's like, wouldn't it be funny if you like forgot your set and then got all the way there, like didn't like just like it was a passing thought, but I didn't think to check or anything like that. Got all the way there, get a drink, sit down, I'm listening to another comic, and then I'm like, oh, let me go over my notes, and that's when I like pat my back pocket, and that's when the panic set in, and I realized that I forgot my set. I second guessed myself. Afterwards I remember what happened. I second guessed myself, and I took the set out of my pocket to go rewrite one of the cards, and I just left it sitting on my desk on my table. So poo for me. So I kind of had a little, not panic attack, but I was beating myself up about it, and then that kind of like killed my mood. But then the mood of the room was also a little rough. Like, I don't know, some nights it's popping in there because, you know, it honestly depends on like the local, like what's going on with like people coming around locally, because, you know, you have the comics that show up every week and that's cool. But if I'm being brutally honest, other comics aren't really good sports, and they're not really interested in seeing you succeed. So they're not gonna like be supportive. I mean, a laugh is a laugh. I'm sure if you can make people laugh genuinely, that's cool. But, you know, you're really depending on the other bar goers, you know, and the bar staff. That's really your audience. So last Friday the bar was kind of dead, and we showed up a little late anyways, so a lot of the comics themselves had already left. They didn't bring the usual PA. It's usually a bigger amp with like with double speakers in it, but the guys who bring it weren't there, so this other guy brought like his like practice guitar amp on the floor, and he's like, don't blow up my system, because I yell too much, you know, whatever. But it's like, yeah, don't worry, dude. So I didn't really, yeah, dead crowd does suck, PMC, for sure. And as Blue said, it would have been a waste of my set. I spent a lot of time. The reason why I was beating myself up so much about it is because I actually spent a lot of time on the set, and I was pretty proud of myself with it. And I'd finished it around like 3 o'clock, so I felt comfortable, and that's kind of what gave me too much time to like second guess it, because it was last minute that I pulled out of my pocket and went to go write something, and then we had to go. So that's, you know, whatever, stuff happens. But it totally would have been a waste. And the thing is, I really don't like doing my sets like more than once. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing a joke more than once, honestly. Like, if you were to talk to an actual comedian or whatever, it's like set, honing it in, getting it ready for like a special, and then once they feel comfortable with the material, they record it. If it's a good joke, you know, you should practice it. But even with the jokes I've retold, I try to like kind of tell them in different ways. Sometimes you don't. Why I try to switch up the delivery. Mind you, again, now these guys who, meaning the people who I'm my peers, the other comics, local comics, they're redoing this set, they're honing it in, and then they're going and they're doing these sets for audiences at like paid gigs, you know, nothing crazy. They're doing stuff at paid gigs, and they're getting the laughs that they're not getting throughout the week or weeks leading up to it, because again, they might get the laugh the first time from even their buddies, their comic buddies, but once you've heard a joke 3 times, like, unless it's like you're going back and watching Eddie Murphy's Raw or like Delirious or something like that's absolutely hilarious, you're really not gonna laugh unless it is like you mentioned earlier, like a sympathy laugh, and that's the worst, to be honest with you. It really is the worst. What do mosquitoes and cannibals have in common? Yeah, Tiffany, Baloo's tried to set me up and for a joke, and I totally butchered it. But yeah, what do mosquitoes and cannibals have in common? Riddle me this. PMC says some crowds are brutal. They boo just for the hell of it, to be fair. And to be fair, some comics tell jokes that just bomb. Yeah, I mean, everybody tells a joke that bombs every once in a while. I'm not gonna lie, I know you've probably seen some of my clips and stuff. from when Beluza's posted them with the links and all that. And you know, I usually got a lot of energy, and I'm pretty loud and yelling and stuff. But I was pretty unenthusiastic about the whole ordeal. If I'm being honest with you, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second, yo. Welcome, welcome. I wasn't feeling it. Literally, like I thought I've bombed before because I definitely did like a set or two that like I kind of self sabotaged myself. But like I said, you know, everything happens for a reason because it literally would have been a waste of a set. And if I had done it like I had said, I wouldn't have done the same set again. So it would have been wasted on the crowd. Yeah, I would have had a better recording. To be honest with you, Baloo's posted a clip, not a clip. She sent me the link for the set. I didn't even watch it. I wasn't even anticipating it. I didn't really. I already lived it once, and like that's enough for me. Usually, I'm actually one of the weird people. Um, Not that I'm narcissistic, but I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna lie and just try to be falsely humble and say, oh no, I don't watch any of my stuff. I hate seeing myself, whatever. Like, no, I enjoy it. I do. I enjoy going and watching the fruits of my labor and like my creative labor and my thoughts. And I like hearing the jokes again come out of my mouth, and I like hearing the laughter again on the recording, or even like shorts or not shorts, excuse me, but like you know, Crackhead Warren and other videos you find on this channel. I don't mind going back and um, watching them, and like, yeah, sometimes they're more cringe than others, where it's like, oh, I wish that this came out better than that, or you know, like you're doing like that self like criticism, but at the same time, like overall, more than not, you know, I feel a sense of pride, and a lot of times, both with the comedy and with the videos that I've posted on my channel a while ago, like the movies and stuff I make myself laugh. So I mean, I guess if you're entertaining yourself at the very least, you know, that some jokes go over crowds' heads. PMC says, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, the thing is, I mean, I got work to do. Mind you, I've only this past Friday was my 23rd set, I believe. 24th, maybe. It might have been my 24th set. I started in November, so you know, I I still got a lot of work to do, and like, you know, it's like, is it something that I'm like actively working towards to like be like successful in? No, not. I'm not doing like the things, like I'm not putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be necessary for that. Um, but I do, you know, I do enjoy doing it. So I got a lot of lot of room for improvement and honing my craft, and just I enjoy being funny. That's what it comes down to. I enjoy being entertaining. You know, as the host is doing a paying gig somewhere else or elsewhere. If not, then they wouldn't clap for him. If oh my God, it's not that they wouldn't clap for him. They just aren't there. Remember, you are doing it to have fun and hopefully make someone laugh in the process. Crowd that fakes interest in a presentation, regardless of who presents it. Yeah. Well, the nice thing, I don't want to get too like I'm not trying to get like a bloated head or nothing, but the nice thing is that I do have home field turf advantage where, like, because I'm from the place that the venue is at, so I am able to bring in like my friends, like my childhood friends and stuff, and that is an advantage that I have. So a lot of them are genuinely like rooting for me and cheering for me and laughing and stuff, and I feel like I am for the most part pretty entertaining. But as far as like the room for improvement that I have is my delivery. That's what I was going to get to before, was my delivery. Not just with the yelling, because that is definitely a big critique and criticism that I get. I understand that, but much like I'm sure is happening now, I need to be able to pronunciate my words better. Sometimes, this is going back to the comment that you put, PMC, about sometimes jokes go over people's heads. That is true, but sometimes I could do better at delivery, like pausing, like for dramatic effect, getting each syllable out, and not like kind of like, mind you, the thing is, you got a limited amount of time up there, so that's why not just me, but other people too, like, it's like, all right, I gotta go. So you're trying to get as many laughs as possible, because especially for someone like me, like, I've told Tiffany before, is like, I do this only the one night a week, so it's like for the 5 minutes that I do it, the rest of the week I'm just thinking about doing it, other than the 5 minutes that I'm actually doing it. So like I build it up in my mind. I build it up, like, you know what I mean? It's almost like a roller coaster ride. There's a lot of ups and downs in 6 days, 23 hours, and 55 minutes. You know what I mean? Oh my, Baloo says, oh my gosh, Tiffany. Jesus. I'll be all right. Oh my gosh, BMC, did you ever send the clip about the time he drank Tata's piss? Did I ever send you? I can't even read. Sorry, guys. I promise you I'm not dyslexic. Baloo says, Proud Mixed Child says, Baloo, nah. Yeah, drinking Tata's piss. So that's a real story. The set he wrote and forgot at home would have been 2 full sets. I don't know about that, Baloos. I definitely think there's some material I wrote down that I wouldn't have been able to get to, but I don't know about like 2 whole sets. There was a page that I had written that I like wasn't gonna bring with me. That's the thing. I write the jokes down, or like the ideas for jokes. I write them down throughout the week, or whatever, like whenever, and then become like usually the day of, because I work better under pressure. I'll put the whole set together, and that's really where I feel like I shine, because like you can tell who are the comics. That's cool. But I really try to like tell a story, or not tell a story, but I try to make like have segues and make them like relate to each other. You know what I mean? Baloo says, if you didn't go overtime, it would have been close. Oh, I definitely probably would have. I definitely probably would have went overtime. That's the other thing, is like, there's a couple times I've went overtime. That's another thing I need to work on. Respecting the light, because when they give you a light, means you got a minute left. And there have definitely been times, it's on tape, where I've been given the light. And I'm just like, yeah, like, very, like, kind of rude about it. But I'm like, I'm literally in the moment, and like, the heat of the moment, and I'm like, it's kind of more of like a natural reaction, to be honest with you. Like, some of the guys, like, they see the light, and then like you see like the look in their eyes. They're like, oh shit, like, all right, I gotta like. Whereas I'm just like, yeah. All right, hang on, let me say this, and then I'll go like 2-3 minutes, and yeah, it's not very respectful. That is very it's disrespectful of me. So I've been better at it since I've been more aware of it. Like, since a few weeks ago, I'd say about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was a little bad with it. PMC says, I always think of that SpongeBob SquarePants quote, when he tried to stand up and somebody from the crowd said, "Hey, funny guy, I got a joke for you. What bores people and puts them to sleep?" You! I think that was the answer to that question. I always think of that SpongeBob quote, "Is mayonnaise an instrument?" You know what I'm talking about. If you know SpongeBob, that's the GOAT. That's the GOAT of SpongeBob quotes right there. And that song that they play at the end. And what was it? The snail dove or something like that? The snail bowl? I don't even remember what the hell it was. I remember stuff that like you shouldn't even think would be possible, and then there's other stuff that I just, it eludes me. And I watched that episode so many times. Comedy club crowds always have hecklers. Yeah, this is like a bar. It's weird. The thing with me, that's the thing. So I already have like a setup for if and when someone tries to heckle me. But people can't heckle me because one, there's two reasons. One, I don't give them any like space to like, and like I'm like yelling and a lot of times and stuff like that. So there's like, when are they gonna cut in? You know what I mean? There's really no opportunity. I don't give them that room. And the other thing is, even if I did give them the room, when I'm up there, the reason why like I don't really have anxiety doing it, like, and I don't really like get stage fright, because when I'm up there, I kind of like put on my acting mentality where like none of them are really there, like meaning the crowd, like the whole crowd, like to me, literally none of them could be there, and like, but like once I flip that switch, you know what I mean? It's a good thing for the stage fright, but it's a bad thing for like stage presence, if that makes any sense, because there are times where like I'm getting laughs and like I should break. It's called like it's called a laugh break. I should do a laugh break, but like because I'm not, a lot of times people will miss the next thing I'm saying because they're busy laughing at the last thing that I said, which that's my fault, not theirs. Again, like for any comic who like it kind of seems like a generic ass response, but it's like, all right, then you come up here and do it. I feel that, because it's like, if you and I'm not even necessarily in like oh yeah, like I'm better than you or anything like that. If you are funny, like I tell all my friends, like I've had buddies, I've had family members come out, whatever. Oh yeah, I'm thinking about it, like, because you know, once you know somebody who does something, it seems more obtainable to you. It's like, oh, it's that easy. Just go and sign up. It's like, oh, I got some funny shit to say. Maybe I'll, sign up. And as soon as I hear that, it's like, I encourage that 100%. It's like, yeah, you should sign up. You should sign up 100%. Why not? Well, I gotta like, then a lot of times they psych themselves out. It's like, when the first time I went up, if you go back and watch me and my buddy Ryan's first sets, it's like we had nothing to say. Like we had some jokes, but like, you just go up there and you fry little fishy. That's how it goes. Baloo says, I wish Payne will put together a set and sign up. That's the guy in Austin, right? Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, Austin's I don't know. Austin's interesting. Ryan was talking about that today. He was like, "Oh, we need to go to Texas, whatever." It is an interesting prospect, but the problem at this point with Texas is it's now so overrun, and like the market for comedy is so flooded that it's like, if you're not already there, you're hopping on the train last minute. You're on the ass end of it. You know what I mean? It's like trying to buy Bitcoin now, when it's like, yeah, that train left the station about 13, 14 years ago, like 12 years ago. Like, you should have hopped on that train. So I don't know. To me, I do think it's an interesting prospect that I've heard people like Joe Rogan talk about, is like, build up the comedy scene in your area, which is It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad idea to say, you know. I mean, are you gonna end up on Kill Tony? No. Are you gonna end up on JRE? Maybe not. Probably not. But I mean, why everybody flock to this one central place for comedy instead of like building up your local scene, you know? It's tough around here, it really is. You know, on the other side of that coin, it's tough. It's, you know, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, southeastern Massachusetts, it's very small market. So that's why even if we were to go to more than one open mic a week, I have in the past. It's the same people though, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? That's literally how close the stuff is. PMC says better to stay where your content, and by those guys I mean like the comics, like they're literally fighting for a spot. And like street pub, I loved to leave this bar off on something when Zach rings the bell. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. So we're here. Charged me the other night, and I swear he wanted to give me his rabies. I could smell it on him. I don't. Can raccoons see in the dark? Is this like a myth, or is this like certified? Can we certify this? I don't have ChatGPT pulled up, but I'm trying to figure out if raccoons can see in the night or not. Because if this guy could see in the night, then he wanted the smoke. But if they can't see well at night, then I don't even know how they operate. And then he just like didn't even know I was there and stumbled upon me. But he had to have smelled me. There's no way he didn't smell me. My wife smells me every night. Whether I shower or not, you can still smell the chili pits. The pits of gordita chili. There's no way. Yes, they're nocturnal animals. Well, then he wanted it. And he reared up. And we got bar patrons now. Shh. Be very quiet. Oh, I know that voice. That's not the bar patrons. That's the bartender. Not the bar, I swear. Oh, that's the wrong place for that. Okay, Dylan. Blue says he scared the crap out of that raccoon. The raccoon tried to make itself big. Well, how did I scare the crap out of the raccoon if the raccoon can supposedly see so well? And he's just walking right towards me. As if he wants to do something to me. Welcome. Lords, we're going to have a problem with it. And with that being said, I'll be right back. I'll let you guys sit on that one. Have another beer. Did you hear what she said? No, I didn't hear who said. And thank you for offering. I will have another beer. How about that? You see, sometimes I drink beer. Not all the time. But you see, I work hard. Sometimes I work like 80, 90, Some weeks even almost 100 hours more. 72 hours in 72 hours. Imagine that. If you were to break that down in like percentage, like, oh, how much did you work percentage wise in the last 72 hours? We're talking a whopping 100%. You know, that's all. Gonna have a movie night with the wife. Stay blessed. Take care, everyone. Hey, thank you for coming by, my friend. Enjoy the movie. We're talking about garbage. We were talking about the JFK files, Epstein files, all in the shredder. I'm not talking about the TMNT bad guy. Not that shredder. Right in the paper shredder. Did you know there's no JFK files? No such thing. JFK actually killed himself. This is like, I don't give a shit. I'm not monetized. K words, C words, B words. You shouldn't say this. You shouldn't say that. You know what C word I like? I got 2 people shadow ban me. You know what C word I like? I love censorship. There's another word I love too. It's a compound word. SC. Self-censorship. Never gonna do it. Never. Put me on Sirius XM radio. If Howard Stern could say the N word, if Howard Stern gets the N pass, then I can say the K word. I can say kill. That K word, not the other one. I can do it. That's what I like to see. You ever heard of Kekistan? They literally made a fake nation of Kekistan, and its flag is like a frog because Kek is actually an Egyptian god, and it's a frog god. And yeah, so the imaginary, yeah, Kekistan, the imaginary land of Kekistan is it's an anarchical society. Anarchical, yeah. I think that's how you'd say it. Welcome everyone. We're talking about garbage today. YouTube has shadow banned me. That's why I only got two watchers and 3 likes. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. I beg you. If you clicked on this video, you're here for a reason. No. Oh, ask me if I care. The trolls would say Keck to Alliance when they teabag their in-game corpse. Yeah, well, I guess the origin of it is that I think isn't Keck how like it's like LOL, but something about how Horde and Alliance couldn't talk or something. I don't know. Oh, do you hear the trolls? The Keck trolls? Shh, 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 shh. I don't have their consent to record, so be very quiet. They're chopping wood over there. Be very, very quiet. Thank you. Welcome to my top fans. We're eavesdropping on a bar right now. Doing in-depth investigation into the local drunks. A wise crackhead once told me they got plenty of money for beers, but no money for autographed baseball cards that were definitely not swiped from the local card shop. Shh, 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 shh. Whoa. And that's a bird. We got birds, bikes, and bimbos. BBB. Shh. Wang, 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 wang. Don't say that. Someone once asked me, don't you care? And my answer was simple. 2 letters. I don't care. I don't care. One party state, you don't need their consent. Oh, well, that's good to know, Baloose. Okay, sometimes DJ Easy entertains the bar next door whether they want to be entertained or not. I love that pile speaker. It's reels and it puts in lives. And I saw a live of a freaking chimpanzee, 6.8K viewers, concurrent viewers. When I'm here, Liz, I love you so much. Thank you. You're my number one. Like it says on there, number one. I see what it says. Garbage time. Time to take out the trash. Remix. Remix. Ew. Ew. When I was a kid, these holes in my head, used to call me Krillin. Look at my skull, it's all deformed. I look like the deformed guy from the Goonies, whatever his name was. Oh yeah, Sean Astin, whatever his name was. Yeah. Corey Feldman. He's sitting there. He says he got all this whole list. He's like the freaking admin. They got the whole list. I got the list. I'll tell you who it is. There's no list. Thank God Toy Story 5 is coming out next year. Toy Story 5 is coming out next year. The bad guy's iPad girl thing. Whatever. It doesn't have to be a guy. The antagonist. There you go. That's gender neutral. The antagonist is an iPad. I think an iPad can be whatever gender you want it to be. If you put AI on your iPad. Well, can't drink on a live. That's it. Shadow banned. No more camera for you. Yeah, the umbrella and clothesline are way better backgrounds than cucumbers and blackberries. Yeah, I'm not. I was just goof. It was just a gaff. It was just a goof. It was a test, to be honest with you. It was a test to see if I could retain one person with the camera on or not. But make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, else I'm gonna blow this video up. Oh, sorry, I can't say that either, even though Mr. Beast does it in literally every freaking video and then gets pushed all the way to the top. So you can't use the B word, the BU words. Blow up. What do you mean? In a video game. Sorry, in a video game, I'm gonna blow up. Isn't alluding to, like, everybody knows what you mean when you say grape, an essay, and suicide, or sewer slide. Because should I just allude to it? Do you not know what I mean if I allude to it? It's like, yeah. Oh, I know you want SC. You want to talk about SA? You want SC. Self-censorship. I can't say sexual assault. That's it. Shadow banned. To the fucking shadow realm with you. Oops, I said the F word too. Sorry. Let's be adults here. Come on. Let's be serious, dude. Even Tony Hinchcliffe and everybody else has to bleep out everything because what? Oh, gonna get demonetized. Well, that's your fault for relying on YouTube monetization. Being at their whim. Maybe you should build up some type of monetization outside of that. Like, I don't know, you sell tickets, you sell merch, you sell all kinds of, you sell subscriptions to the live streams on your own server on separate websites. But YouTube demonetization. I guess greed is a sin for a reason. Don't make me clutch my pearls. Hey, right, Blues? Sorry, see, I went on a little rant. See, this is why I gotta act robotic, and I gotta pretend like I'm being kosher. I gotta act cool, act normal. Say, hey guys, welcome to my live. Because when I start showing my true emotions, I'm what the kids would call unhinged. You're unhinged, unk. I'm unk status now. I'm unhinged unk status now. I'm an unk. All right. Did you read that? Do you copy? Do I have to show you my face for you to understand that? Unk status. Look me dead in my eyes. Unk status. Yeah. And with that being said, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. God forbid I do that on stream too. No use of any tobacco products. Alcohol shall all be prohibited from our platform. Yeah. What's the number now? Because I mean, you could be like a relatively quote unquote small YouTuber and have, I don't know, 40, 50, 100, 200, 300K subscribers and still be considered a small YouTuber. So you have to have 1 million plus subscribers to have any pull to be like, well, they can get away with it. But anybody else, we're going to shadow ban. We're going to push down to the shadow realm. Get out of here, dude. Look, they're singing a song at the bar next door. That's it. My video's demonetized. That's it. 59 minutes and 28 seconds. All for nothing. Yep. All that hard work and effort I just put in for nothing. I don't know, man. I just can't do it anymore. Can't do it anymore as if I've ever done it. Nah, it's just we got to be serious about this, folks. We gotta like stop bowing down to this censorship. Again, if you're alluding, if you're using words like grape, sewer slide, SA, unalived, being yeeted from the server, if you're using those euphemisms to refer to all the things that we know exactly what you're referring to, then what's happening other than the transformation of language, where the word that used to mean an act against someone that they whatever. See, I can't even say the words. See, I can't even know the words. What's the difference between adding a G and going from grape and dropping the G to grape and drop the G? But if I spell it out, never mind. Grape. I like grapes. Yeah. I've taken a ride or two once or twice down the sewer slide. Yeah. I tried to do sewer slide. Yeah. Literally, there's a band, and I'll say the name of it because I don't care, because it's literally the name of the band. It's literally the name of the band. Suicidal Tendencies. If you look up Suicidal Tendencies on YouTube, any song, and then it doesn't have to be just Suicidal Tendencies. Type in Suicidal Tendencies, War Inside My Head, Possessed to Skate, Wake the Dead, you name it. Nothing comes up other than if you're feeling things about whatever, and you wanna remove yourself from the server, yeet yourself from the server, then contact this number. It's like, dude, context matters. Or does it not? Context doesn't matter, does it? No, it doesn't. Because if it did, then we would all know what I mean when I say suicide, and that would be banned too. Oh, exactly. Baloo says, it happened to Chief too many times. Hours worth of views gone because others disrespect the fact that if in this country they pull the bag for that live, it should matter. Yeah, and I mean, and the thing is, and I think that is messed up if other people are doing things, you're, if you're questioning your sexuality, then, um, that's messed up. That's messed up because if he's, God forbid, if he said the word taken down, flagged for, and obviously, again, if it's those things I listed before, SA, sewer slides, people being. So yeah, I get that, but no, one of my comedy sets, I say stuff all the time, unhinged in my comedy sets. I told you I'm an unkunk. I'm an unkunk, dude. I'm unhinged. So Baloo says I'm right. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get flustered. I think this is a big thing that's just kept me off the platform. Like going all the way back to COVID, there was so many times I had opinions to express whatever, but to navigate these narrow hallways and especially COVID. Oh, can I say that? Can I say COVID-19? Wait, let me check. Let me check the user agreement terms of service. Hang on. July update. Okay, COVID didn't make the cut, guys. We're good for COVID. All right. When it came to COVID, I was afraid to express my opinions because remember when that was on the chopping block? You couldn't say anything. You can't say anything. I can't come on this platform and say a gosh darn thing. I can't say a gosh darn golly thing. And it really irks me. It really irks me to my core, guys. How can I come up here and talk about sewer slide and there's so many others too I wrote down, but I don't have in front of me, so whatever. I just keep saying the same like 4 over and over again. Grape SA sewer slide and being unalived and yeeted from the server. That one's good. That's honestly my favorite. Yeeted from the server. That's great. Tangent time. Yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, tangent time exactly because it's either come up here and be like, oh no, which is how I was in the beginning. Go back and rewind the tape. Not saying you, anybody, anyone, my future 4 children who are listening to this right now. Go back and rewatch the tape. Pop was not 2 enthused in the beginning. Now he's sitting there in his tangent time. Yep, there goes Pop talking about fucking making rice patties and rice cakes back in Korea. Shh, don't talk about that. That's racial discrimination. Stop Asian hate. Can I say hashtag stop Asian hate? If I said hashtag stop Asian hate now, would that be acceptable? Or if I said throwing a thermite grenade into a foxhole in Korea is how you make a rice cake, would that be acceptable? Yes or no? Yes or no? Sorry. I'm just joking. In 1932. So I did. No, I think it was 39, to be honest with you. I did. No, I think it was 39, to be honest with you. But still, I mean, it was a different time back then. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm not gonna defend the good old boys, racial discriminations. But I'm just saying, if you had a group of people running at you trying to kill you, you'd probably end up at the end of the day. If you made it through it like he did, you'd probably feel some type of way. Maybe not. Maybe you'd find it in your heart to be like, oh, I did some messed up things to them too. Yeah, But war changes someone. War changes people. But Grandpa was crazy to begin with, so I think war just changed him from being crazier to being crazier. Hey, I had 3 grandfathers fighting in different wars, so I mean, that's pretty cool. Baloo says, yeah, but once they're home, they need to compartmentalize it. Yeah, well, I think because you got to understand the Korean War ended in 1959, so back in 1959, I don't think the U.S. military or the VA really gave 2 flying cahoots. See that? I'm doing some SC right here. I'm doing some self-censorship. I don't think they gave 2 cahoots about the mental health of the soldiers coming home. welcome. I do love, and obviously, like, as someone who joins lives and does not participate in the live chat, um, I'm not throwing any shade whatsoever, but I do love seeing there's another person in the chat. So, and every time I go say hello to another person, like, it's just, I know who the one is. Yeah, see, they drop out. Exactly. So, while you're not here, I'm going to say to you, hello, hello, hello. While you're here, I'm going to say hello. You don't have to respond, I promise. Just like police and EMT and coroners, etc. Yeah, police. Police got to deal with a lot. EMT's got to deal with a lot. Police can kind of be, I don't know. To me, I'm sure. Those military guys did some messed up shit because they weren't in the right headspace. Sorry, messed up S word because they weren't in the right mental space when they were doing it. There was this story. This is literally, so I'm gonna butcher it. It's a third-hand story. It was told to me by Ryan about a guy that he met at a bar who had served in Iraq or Afghanistan or one of those wars that happened 20 years ago and just ended a couple years ago. And he said they used to go in the middle of the night. They used to break down suspected, Taliban members or just like locals' doors. And this is like, by they, I mean like our military. And then they would go in and like have guns pointed at the husband and wife and the kids and all that um in the pueblos or wherever you call them over there, the hilltops. And then they would take the wives in the other room, and they would pretend to grape them to convince the husbands to talk. And then he like kind of gave a wink wink. This is how it was perceived anyways. He gave a little wink wink, like, yeah, we pretended wink wink to grape them. um so yeah, what can I say? That is that too like contextual? Is that like is that like completely obvious as to what I just said right there, where I said like they graped them, wink wink? Do you know what I meant by that? Okay, yeah, everybody knew what I meant. All right. um but anyways, to be able to do that, yeah, you're definitely not like in the right mental space, or you're just a grapist, and that's not even a word. So that literally like is only contextual. Rant time. Hey, leave the people in the bushes alone, Baloo says. I I forgot who the people in the bushes are referring to, but we're gonna leave them alone. You know who I'm thinking about when you said the people in the bushes? The squirrels. There was a squirrel here earlier. I told him, "You don't come to my house no more. You don't come to my house. You take my food. You live in my walls." Oh, confessions of the neighbor at a bar. The neighbor of a bar. The ones who are viewing without talking in the chat are people in the bushes. Oh, see, this is how out of touch I am. So, well, every time I go say what up to my homies in the bushes, they all just drop out. Like as soon as I even think about acknowledging them, they're like, "Oh my god, he's thinking about me. Oh shit, he sees that number. Abort, 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 abort." No, it's because they don't see. They're like, "There's no camera on this," and then I turn the camera on. They're like, "Oh my god, turn that camera on." At some point, I think someone in the chat. I think one person in the chat said have another beer. You know what? I think I'm gonna do that. Can I say beer? Is beer allowed? Say you're doing like alcohol like reviews, like beer reviews. You can't even do that anymore, can you? Nah, I'm pretty sure you can't. Because I know for a fact people used to do like marijuana reviews, like crack cocaine reviews, methamphetamine reviews, and like think about it, dude. If you're in a local area, now hear me out, YouTube. You hear me, overlords? Why would you not be allowing people to go on there and be like, yeah, the cocaine in this area is actually very pure. This is very pure. There's no fentanyl laced in it at all.
Oh, can I say fentanyl and cocaine? No, sorry. This sea is pure, man. This white powder is pure. There's no Fenty in here at all. Oh, I don't know. There's no elephant tranquilizer, and there's no mastodon tranquilizer in here at all. What? Are you serious? You have to be kidding me. Am I serious? No, I was joking. This is no joke. I know they. No, I was just joking. They didn't have methamphetamine reviews. There definitely was marijuana reviews though, and I wouldn't be surprised. I know for a fact that they stopped doing that. Like they stopped people from doing that, and I wouldn't be surprised if you can no longer review beer or wines or spirits or any alcohol like that because you're using drugs on the platform. I'm pretty sure you're at risk. Not saying you would be, but you're at risk of being flagged for service, and then they change it every single month on you. So service, and then they change it every single month on you. So like yeah, they send you an email, and that's fine and dandy, and it's like it's great. It's great. No, don't say that. Don't talk about that. Like, and then, like I already brought up. Can I say it? COVID? No. Maybe. All right. Yeah. COVID. Perfect example. The guy who I don't even know his name because for years you couldn't even say his name on YouTube. So nobody. He literally was the man with no name. It was like they had to allude to him. So they had to literally allude to this guy. I have no idea what his fucking name is because of that. But now you can say his name because now everybody knows that he's the CIA agent who fucking made the Steele dossier and fucking for the Democrats and Hillary Clinton. Forged like made up a fucking the Steele dossier to fucking spy on Trump with the Russians. If there's no, yeah, exactly. Hunter Biden smoked crack, by the way. Oh, should I be able to say that? Oh wait, that's right. Yeah, I could say that now. Said that last year. Yeah, your video gets taken down. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Terms of service. These are your terms of service. Do you agree? Do you agree to let us change them every 4 weeks at our discretion and will? As if we're doing like a fucking WoW update? Come on. An update to your freedom of speech. Your freedom of speech update has been patched in. The new patch is in. Have you downloaded the new patch? Have you figured out what you can or can't say this month? Well, I had my lawyer look through the terms of service for YouTube, and I found out that the Epstein files are fake. Again, there was a time where if you said the Epstein files were real, your video would get taken down because that was just a conspiratorial bullshit. And then for the last 6 years, you could talk about Epstein, but now Epstein's files are fake. They didn't exist. There was a list. He killed himself. There's a minute of the video missing every day, so there's no way professional sellers. You get that? So it's known. It is known, widely known, that every 23 hours and 59 minutes, there's a 60-minute window to be able to get into that cell without being recorded. But he killed himself. Do you understand? Do you understand that we released 11 hours of video, even though it's only 10 hours and 52 minutes? So there's actually 8 minutes missing? Like Trump said, are you still asking about this? You're still talking about this Epstein guy? Really? Can I say his name? E? You're still talking about the E man? You're still talking about J.E.? You're still talking about the Ep bro? Do you know who I'm speaking of? Can I say his name or is that not allowed? You're talking about the Ep man? No way. Don't you dare. The directive's in from Trump. That CS Trump, he said it. Stop talking about it. I said the T word. I said the J-E word. I said every damn word in, every gosh darn word in the English language other than the N one. Do you understand me? I will be awaiting my punishment. I will be awaiting it. What can we talk about this month? Epstein's off the table. Epstein's off the table. He can't. We can't talk about it anymore. Trigger warning. You understand that? There's a trigger warning. So I have to literally pin up a comment about a trigger warning. So all of you who may be triggered, you can kindly leave the room. Thank you. Appreciate that. I said the J-E word. I said the T word. I'll say Democrats. I'll say Republicans. I'll say Tom motherfucking Hanks. Forrest Gump himself. Do you understand me? Well said! Well said! That's what I sound like, by the way. That's my real voice. Well said! DQ gone lost his mind. Told you. Motorcycles, mosquitoes, and freaking... I can't even think of another M word. Oh, that's it. Somebody just played a copyright video driving by with a radio too loud. My video's demonetized. See, I yell. This is what people get upset about. I yell too much, guys. I'm sorry. Is this mic on? Can you guys hear me? I think I've been muted this whole time. Suck it up, cupcake. Well, that's it. That's it. I'm fried. I'm fried because someone literally decided to drive by with their radio too loud. It is funny listening to people listening to other lives where you don't hear like any background noise. I mean, they're probably in the house, but even if they were to go outside, we're such this like tightly confined space, like where I'm at in Rhode Island. That's right. Fucking find me, catch me outside. How about that? Literally, like we're just stacked on top of each other here. That's why, like, we all have this perception where we're literally like stacked on top of each other, where you can't even fart without your neighbor hearing it. And it's like, there's no space. So many people in the world. There's no space. It's like, no, you're literally all fucking living on top of each other. Oh, sorry, you're all literally freaking living on top of each other. That's why there's no space. There's plenty of space, but we're social creatures. Darn us. We're social creatures, and we like to congregate, and we like to live together, and we make these things, these crazy things. We've had them for a long time. They're called cities. Humans make cities, and then there's a lot of space, wide, vast amounts of open space outside the cities. You understand me? But because we are all fucking farting on top of each other, and all of our literal fecal matter is piled up in the water supply, and we're drinking all the estrogen from all the freaking 12-year-olds on fucking birth control to quote unquote regulate their cycle. We're too busy. There's too many people, man. There's too many people. We gotta kill half the population. I mean, sorry, we gotta yeet half the population from the server. Like, naturally though, like, it's not saying like we should, like, anybody should yeet anybody else, but like it'd be cool if like a virus or like some other like V word or like, I don't know, whatever came in and just like wiped out like, I don't know, half the population, or like maybe even like everywhere down to like 500,000. Like, that's like a good number, right? Let's get the Earth's population down to like 500,000, and then that way Gaia can be happy. Trigger warning. You've been warned. Leave the room now. One day in 2102, this video is going to be viewed, and it's going to be put in like a psychiatry class. It's going to be like, this is what schizophrenia sounded like back in the 21st century. Watch. They're gonna use this. They're gonna archive this video. They're gonna be like, garbage, scum bucket 01, trash day, Chillstream, AXQ Media. Can I say the R word? Yeah, I didn't think so. You can't say the R word, the N word, the D word, the A word, the B word, the C word, the D word, the E word, the F word, the G word. Do you see where I'm going with this? Don't say it. I don't even care if a raccoon was to come out and attack you. If you were to drop the RA from the word raccoon, you're canceled. You understand me? Pronounce all of your syllables, kids. That's the lesson. That's the lesson here, kids. You better be pronouncing all them damn syllables. All of them. All right, I'll be right back. Blues, yeah, well, many of those words shouldn't be used, to be honest. Well, I'm not exactly sure in what context you mean that. I guess you mean any context at all. I think, again, it's just, so now the word is no longer killed, it is unalived. So then fast forward 2, 3, 5, 10, 20. So that word will also be eliminated, because when you're alluding to it by using the word unalived, everybody knows exactly what you're. Yeah, that was just a joke about syllables. I'm sorry. I misunderstood the context. I will take back everything I said. I'm at 13%. I'm just gonna go to my phone's almost dead, because why not? No, I appreciate you sticking. I appreciate you sticking on here. I don't even think you can. I don't. To be honest with you, though, I don't even think you could type that in my chat. No, I don't even care. But I'm saying, like, I don't know how YouTube feels about it. If you can even type those letters together. Because typing those letters together in the chat might flag the video and say, oh, you're whatever, holding a room of hate speech or whatever. Can I say hate speech? That's the thing. That's what it comes down to. Literally, it's redundant. I know I just keep saying the same shit over and over again, but that's literally what it comes down to. Is like, can I even say the term hate speech? Or is the literal words hate speech themselves put together? Is that word, like, is that phrase irredeemable? Is that not allowed? Does context matter? I already know the answer. The answer is no. Context never matters. If you say a word, the context is completely irrelevant. So if you say hate speech, you know, like, I don't condone hate speech. The fact that you said hate speech has now been flagged, and you will now be penalized for uttering the syllables that form the words hate and speech. Where are we going? Where are we going? The next step is thought crime, because, you know, eventually, just like all good science fiction, it's going to become reality, where you're gonna put a fucking freaking chip in your brain, and they're gonna be able to read your thoughts, and as soon as you think anything, you could think hate speech. You could think the word that you spelled out in the chat that I'm very unsure about, that's able to be there. Say it. Think it. Think it. You're done. You're done. Friend,
Francesca, hello, welcome, welcome. Were you bringing everything up there? I was just going to grab a beer. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. So I was just ranting. I was ranting about speech and how it's not allowed to speak anymore because yeah, even just mentioning terms like hate speech get you banned. Oh man. Sister Francesca, he's a bit unhinged at times. I don't know that his content is for you. Yeah, probably not. My content is not for it's not really fit for anybody. It's fit for it's like that scene in Back to the Future when Marty McFly like plays Johnny Be Good and everybody's just looking at him like he's a psychopath, and then he just stares at them and he's like, "Oh, your kids are gonna love it." Like, yeah, it's like PMCA said earlier. Sometimes it's like, yeah, it's not for many crowds that might be inhabiting the earth at this very moment, but for future entities that have yet to come, once they hear it, they'll be like, oh, we're all just like take like a pool noodle and like a fucking soldering iron and just just sear the shit out of it and like cut it like Hindi music, Hindu Punjabi, I think they call it Punjabi music, like playing in the background, and then I'll probably get like 100,000 viewers, concurrent viewers, and get monetized all in one day. Oh, you're working on me. Oh yeah, you got a lot of work to do there. If I'm a renovation project, I'm like this house that we live in. It's a lot to work on. Welcome to the people in the bushes, all my bush people. If I'm even allowed to say that, I'll call you guys BS. I'm just going to refer to everything as, I'm just going to allude to everything, and I'm going to use acronyms. So like BS, BIPOC, whatever. And if you don't know what a BIPOC is, then kindly leave. Thanks. I appreciate everyone for leaving. Thank you. I've tried to diversify this channel by getting BIPOCs on here. Unfortunately, I have yet to get one, but someday, when the mufflers are quieter and the winds quiet down and the Highlanders come down from the mountains, Baloo says, "I guess I should go." She's leaving. You know what? The Joker said in The Dark Knight, everyone leaves eventually. So
You know what? You know what Chunk said in the Goonies. Take these broken wings, learn to fly again. That's a direct quote from the Goonies, 1985, I think it was. Don't quote me on that. It was either 85 or 82. I'm usually very good with that type of shit. I mean, stuff. But, the Goonies, what a classic, huh? A classic. Goonies never say die. Never. You know the same guy who wrote The Breakfast Club wrote Home Alone? But you didn't. But you didn't. He also wrote Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles. But that's a story for another day. I think someone at some point said I should have another beer in the chat. I think they were right. I once met a man who looked like Joe Exotic, but he had the charisma of Danny DeVito. If that makes any sense. It's quite a combo. It's quite a combo. You know, Frank from It's Always Sunny. A lot of people don't even know his name's Danny DeVito anymore. See, like 20 years ago or 24 years ago, however long it's been since It's Always Sunny's been out, people just knew Danny DeVito for like his great roles in movies. And then now he's just Frank. That's it. Frank from It's Always Sunny. And he wears that. He wears like a badge of honor. But I mean, when you're on a show for like 20 something years, of course a whole generation is gonna know you as that. So, you know, what are you gonna do other than embrace it? See, we went from everything today. We went from garbage to Ozzy to SA to Sewer Slide to, you know, spying on the bar next door, and now we're on Frank from It's Always Sunny. You know, and it's like what a beautiful world. You know, you are correct. I did not know. Yeah, I'm not even sure what you're referring to, but thank you. I'm correct, and I'm glad I could let you know. Again, sometimes it's hard for me to follow the text. What's up for my bush people? Oh, dropping out. See? As soon as I think of them. See, we got like a mental tether going on. Bush people. I see you. I think to say something, y'all drop out. And that's what I like about you. You're quick with it. You're like a cat. You don't even need to know that someone's watching you. You just feel it. That's all you gotta do. And you're already gone. You ever try to track a cat? You ever try to like not track a cat, but you ever try to like, you know, you see a cat, you call it, it stops in its tracks, right? It looks at you, kind of like scopes you out for a second, then it decides, all right, no, I'm not fucking with him, and then heads under the car, under the bush, under the whatever it is, right? And you're like, oh, easy bet, he's going this way, he's gonna pop out on that side. So you try to like kind of cut him off at the pass. They're gone, man. They're gone. They're like fantasmas, as we call them in Portuguese. It's like a ghost. You don't even know they're there. Who you gonna call? Oh, that's it. Demonetized. You know, that was apparently stolen from someone. Really was. Look it up. The guy who wrote Ghostbusters stole it from someone. That's the word on the street, anyways. That's what they say back in the day. Who made that claim? I think it was like Prince or something like that. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I love when Vanilla Ice was like, "Nah, that song's totally different from the Queen song. What are you talking about? Has no resemblance at all." What do you mean? Listen to them. They sound nothing alike. What are you deaf? Queen and David Bowie, like meaning like it's both of them. But I always viewed it as Queen featuring David Bowie. Like, you know, like artists will feature other artists. like bands will feature other artists on their tracks. Because Baloo says when it was released, David was more relevant, I believe. Maybe I don't know. It was the '80s. I know that this was like later on in both of their careers. It was like the mid '80s. I think they were both. I think it was just I think it was like a collab, like a straight collab. But like I said, I'm just viewing it how I always view. I always view it as a Queen song. Like in my playlist, I had it under Queen with David Bowie, but I've heard it referred to as all three ways. The reason why, in my mind, I think of it as like a Queen song. I mean, the band, like, it's literally the whole music is being played by Queen. Like, it's not just Freddie Mercury and David Bowie. Like, if they like did a song together with like studio musicians, then like it's a duet or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? But the bass is by the bass player from Queen. The drum is by the drummer from Queen. The guitar is from Brian May. Freddie Mercury's on it. So that's Queen with David Bowie. Like, it's not like it was David Bowie's band with Freddie Mercury, because then it would be a David Bowie song with Freddie Mercury. I don't know. That's just how I viewed it. But I guess technically the guys from Queen could be the studio musicians for a David Bowie song, right? See, look at that. We circled. This is full circle. We come back to rock and roll. Ozzy, David Bowie, R.I.P. David Bowie. The Labyrinth, Goblin King, Massive Bulge, Jim Henson Puppets, Jennifer Connelly, A Baby in a Maze. Oh, Labyrinth. Whatever. There's a difference. What? You guys remember that one? Remember that one? Labyrinth? You remind me of the babe with the power. The power of voodoo. Oh, I can't say that word. VD. You got the power of VD. Remind me of the babe with the power of VD. No. Voodoo. That's what I meant. No, you thought I meant no. I didn't even know that was a thing. I watched a movie one time about this kid who had AIDS. I can't say it because I'll get demonetized from YouTube. He had AIDS, and he didn't know it, and his whole thing was he was a real what do they call him? I think I could say it. I think I could say it. He's a real pussy hound, and yeah. So he on it, not the highlight of his career. I'll say that, not the highlight of his career, but it happened. It's real. It's there. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Dude, my video's gotten demonetized like 6 times over already. It's like they're like, copyright strike. Don't you dare take Dog's song. That's right, guys. We're talking about garbage here. We're talking about the garbage user rights and agreement. See, this is why you guys should sign up to my Rumble Premium channel. I got a free stream over at Rumble. You can sign up for my premium to get extra content. I swear to God, guys. Because freedom first. No, I'm joking, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm joking, but I'm not. If that makes any sense. Yeah, so I consider it Queen too, but I think the Chris listed as David and Queen. So yeah, so it's like a collab. Yeah, it's like a straight collab. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, that makes sense. Now, Freddie Mercury, my dad said it best. When I was probably 13 years old, my dad, we were listening to Queen, and I was in the back seat, and I just remember him lowering the radio and turning back to me. We were listening to It's Kind of Magic, actually. I remember exactly the song. It was It's a Kind of Magic. That's 7 times. And he lowered the radio and he turned back to me and looked at my cousin in the passenger seat and he's like, what a great voice, amazing voice, such talent. And he wasted it all because he wanted to suck dick. And that's the life of Freddie Mercury, you know? And the Bush people are gone. And they're gone. And they're gone. That was my dad's words, not mine. You can leave if you want. That's literally what my dad said. So, sorry. He wanted to SD. He wanted the eggplant. Is it okay if I? Yeah. Oh. He liked to smoke sausage. If I use sexual innuendos, it doesn't mean that I'm actually saying it, is it? Sorry, if I use S innuendos, if I use SIs, if I throw some SIs out there, it doesn't count, does it? If I just allude to it, that's my favorite. That's gonna be my new word. That's my word of the week. Allude. With an A, everybody. By the way, if anybody needs to know, it's ALLUDE. Allude. I'm going to allude to a bunch of stuff. So trigger warning. Wow, 2 hours. See that? I battery down to 2%. And you know what? I wouldn't change a darn thing for the gosh darn world. And all the Bush people who came in, and everyone, and all the 3 people who gave me a thumbs up. This song is dedicated to all the Guns N' fucking Roses fans who stuck with us through all the fucking shit. And to all those who boast, well,